What's up, my fellow comic book readers? Guys, we are 12 days away from my 1 year anniversary of reading comics, okay? I figured we would do a countdown starting on day 12. Day 12 today is going to be a list of all my DNFs. Day 11 tomorrow is going to be all of my honorable mentions that didn't make my top 10, and no reason why, just, the top 10 are my top 10. And then 2 days from now, we're going to start the countdown one book at a time until April 9th, when I tell y'all my number one book that I've read in the first year of reading. All right. So all my DNFs, I have them written down. So a little bit of a cheat code. I don't remember my DNFs. Some of them I remember why I didn't keep reading them. Some of them were just maybe they didn't make the pool list for the next week. Anyways, in no particular order, we have Black Panther Intergalactic. It was my first it was my first Black Panther ongoing series. I really wanted to like it. I really liked Imperial. I liked the one shot Black Panther that Imperial did. Just, I don't know, just something about Black Panther Intergalactic. I think it was the villains on the planet that they were on. It didn't work for me. Next up, we got Supernatural. I really, really, really loved the TV show Supernatural. One of the best TV shows to ever exist. The comics just were not living up to the name. They weren't doing Sam and Dean justice, and I just had to drop them. I made it to 5. Black Panther Intergalactic, I made it to 3. Supernatural, I made it to 5, mainly because I kept forgetting to cancel it, and at 5, I was like, hey, this is my last one. I need you to take it off the list. Next up, we got Supergirl. I made it to issue 9 or 10, I think. The first 5 or 6 issues of Supergirl were phenomenal. They were really good. I was telling everybody, you should get this, you should get this. And then the last 4 or 5 issues that I read just felt like they weren't for me. I felt like they were really switching and catering to like a younger audience, like a way younger audience, and it just stopped working for me. I know it's still going. I know people are still digging it, and that's awesome. It just, again, didn't work for me. Twilight Zone, another thing that I really love the TV shows growing up. And yes, I'm old enough to have watched them when I was younger. But I don't know, the comic books just, I think I made it to 3. The comic books just weren't the same thing to me and just didn't work. So it is what it is. No hard feelings with Twilight Zone. And, I know there's people still reading it. That's awesome. Keep reading it. Just, again, didn't work for me. Aquaman, another one I really loved. I really loved for like the first 8 or 9 issues. I was, again, preaching everybody should get it. At one point, I think I said it was like the best thing coming out from DC. And it was my first Aquaman run, so I was enjoying it while it was lasting. But then it just, when it started turning into like blood bending and stuff like that, and like him post getting the power of the blue, the deep blue or whatever, I know that's a One Piece reference, but getting the power of the blue, it just stopped working for me. So again, I know it's ongoing. I know people are loving it. It stopped working for me, and that was all the reason I needed. Next up, we got iTyrant. I have absolutely I only got the first issue of iTyrant. I have no clue what happened in issue 1. The art didn't work for me. The story writing didn't work for me. If I had to pick a last place comic for everything that I've read so far, I think iTyrant would be it. And nothing against the writer or the artist, not everything works for everybody. So if you loved iTyrant, that's awesome. But iTyrant was just, to me, my dead last comic out of, and I haven't done a count. That's coming too. I'm going to do a count of how many I've read and how many I have in my TBR pile. But out of the rough estimate 750 comics that I've read in the last year, just didn't work for me at all. Next, we got Blood and Thunder, which I really loved issue 1. I was like, man, this has an endless amount of opportunities ahead of us. This is going to be a fantastic series. I really, really loved issue 1. And then by issue 4, I was just like, there's nothing I'm looking forward to in this. It's not working for me. And, maybe because at that point, I think my weekly pools were like $100 and I was trying to cut some slack. So Blood and Thunder might get another shot, to be honest with you. But when I stopped reading it, I just had no interest in continuing. News from the Fallout. I know that was a cult classic. I know everybody was preaching that it was fantastic and they loved it. And I gave it the old college try. News from the Fallout just stopped working for me altogether. The art in it, I thought it was too abstract. I'll be honest. The storytelling was okay. The art was what killed it for me. Medieval Spawn. I don't even remember. I obviously Spawn in medieval times, but I don't even think Spawn was like the main character for the first 3 issues, and it just took the wind out for me. So, yeah. Blink and you'll miss it. Blink and you'll miss it. No, issue 1 was so ambiguous. Like there was so much like what if, what could, what might be. The issue 1 really like grabbed my attention. I was like, I can't wait for issue 2. I need some explanation. And then I read issue 2 and I was like, I didn't get any explanation, just more questions. And then I read issue 3 and I was like, okay, I'm super confused now. So blink and you'll miss it. I don't know what happened after issue 3. They might have started explaining what was going on, but 3 issues of more questions. I was just like, I don't know. I don't want to waste my time reading 6 or 10. I don't remember how many issues it was, but it wasn't working for me. Tramps of the Apocalypse. It was an attempt at reading something different. I thought issue 1 was pretty decent, and issue 2 and 3 really weren't like bad. It was just too much like college frat boy humor for me, and it was like boys versus girls, and yeah, again, I know it's a common theme, obviously, because they're my DNF pile, but just didn't work for me. Return to Skull Island. Big monsters fan, as far as TV shows go, like King Kong and Godzilla and all that. I love all that. But the difference between issue 1 and 2, I felt like I was reading 2 different comic books and didn't work for me. Gargoyles Dracula. I remember exactly why I stopped reading Gargoyles Dracula, because there were so many name drops that I got lost in the sauce, man. They were like, oh yeah, back in this time and this issue and this, and I felt like I had to be a Dracula or a Gargoyle super fan. I think I said Dracula. Gargoyles Demonica was what it was called. But I felt like I had to be a Gargoyle super fan to understand what was actually going on in Gargoyles Demonica. It was a bad jumping on point. That's another one that I might go back and read eventually, but when I was reading it, I didn't have enough information. And then The Thing. The Thing just, issue 1 and 2 I thought were really phenomenal. And I think I made it to 4. I think it was only a 6-issue series. But it just stopped working for me. I thought it had a lot of potential, and Marvel's done that to me a lot, where they give me a lot of potential, they hype up a comic, and then it feels like the plot just doesn't matter. So, no hard feelings with any of those comics. I hope there were a group of fans that really love those comics that I just listed. And it is what it is that I didn't like them. Everything cannot be for everybody. If everything's for everybody, then everything's for nothing. You know what I mean? If everybody likes it, then you're doing something wrong. So take it as a compliment that I didn't like it, because I can almost guarantee you that you had a group of people that loved it just as much as I didn't. You know what I mean? So that's what I didn't finish out of all the comic books that I started reading. And I have another list of comics that I haven't finished yet. That I haven't found issue 2, or I haven't found issue 1, so I haven't started. There's a bunch of comics that I haven't finished, but those are the ones I intentionally did not finish. And if you like this list, or maybe you didn't like it and you're just interested in tomorrow's list, I'm going to name my 11 through 30, the comics that I really loved that just didn't make the top 10. So if you like this, stay tuned. If you're just interested in what my top, we'll say 25, 30 comics were, come back tomorrow. You'll find out what all the way up to 11 was. And I didn't order them 11 through 30 or whatever. The ones that, after I made my top 10, the ones that came after my top 10. So in no particular order, I'll give those. But guys, I hope y'all are loving comics. I hope you're enjoying comics. I hope you're enjoying whatever platform you're watching other people talk about comics on. But make sure today you pick up a comic book, read it, stimulate their mind, and have a great day.